so I'm finally covering it. So this is Erin Patterson. And one day in the summer of 2023, she goes up to her estranged husband, her in-laws, and she's like, hey, I would love to have this lunch in a couple of weeks. The implication was there was like a health-related thing going on that she needed to have a serious conversation about. So her estranged husband, his parents, and his aunt and uncle, they all come together and they're like, okay, yes, of course, like, we'll be there for you. Now, the night before this lunch is supposed to happen, her estranged husband, Simon, texts her, and he's like, I just like don't want to pretend like everything's fine. I'm happy to have a phone call with you to talk about whatever health things, but I'm not coming to lunch. And she fires back in her text and is pretty frustrated. This might be one of the last meals that I can host like this. Like, it would be really disappointing if you weren't there. He doesn't come. So the rest of them come over. They all sit around this table and they enjoy beef Wellington that Erin had made them. And at some point during the dinner, she lets all of them know that she has cancer. By that night, when they all go home, everyone is getting super sick. This is Simon's parents, Dawn and Gail. They end up going to the hospital by ambulance. Simon ends up driving his aunt and uncle, Heather and Ian, to a different hospital so they can get treatment. But guess who's not sick? But the four of the people who had lunch, 4 of 5, are like on death's doorstep. And for some reason, Erin is like, I'm all right. Now, it doesn't take long to narrow down the source of everyone's illness to the beef Wellington that she made, specifically to the mushrooms. And what the doctors decide is they likely had what they know as death cap mushrooms. And they end up going and getting leftovers from her trash and determining, like, yes, these poisonous mushrooms were in the beef Wellington. Pretty quickly, police start building a case against Erin, saying, like, you intentionally poisoned your entire family to kill them. Or she says, oh no, I bought those from some Asian grocer. By the way, I can't tell you which one. This is a terrible accident. But is it? Because this is CCTV footage of Erin dumping the dehydrator. Oh, and by the way, she doesn't have cancer. She doesn't have any health issues. The police are saying you basically made a ruse to make everyone come over. She is saying that, well, I was having this other procedure. I made this up so that they would still like help me post-surgery. The place that she said she booked it didn't even offer that kind of surgery. Now, this case just came to a close. She went to trial. She had some wild stories. And the really big question is why? We, in our episode of Crime Junkie that comes out this week, August 4th, we dig into all of it. There is potentially a why. We go through all the details, all the evidence, her story. It is bananas. Don't miss the episode.